Ja, ik doe nu mijn microfoon van mute af, dus als het goed is kun je het nu horen. Ja? Oké, dan zeg ik weer even op mute. Okay, hope the audio is okay. If not, please type something in the chat. Guys, could you please quiet for the stream, please? Okay, if I don't see any comments, I'll slowly get started. So, the assignment of today was to draw a birthday cake in R using only base R. So it had to work without loading any packages. Some people use Plotrix, which is still using default plot in R, but it is loading a package, so it's not really according to the rules. But anyway, there were a lot of nice submissions. I had to anonymize them because I have to do this through YouTube because the university, we're still waiting on their link. And so, yeah, I have a large list here of all the submissions in order of submission. And I'm going to go over a couple which I thought were interesting. And I'm going to explain why they do or don't work. And I'm going to just show the nice solutions. So let's start with a cake with a solid foundation, unlike my R skills. Okay, so this solution is based solely on lines, which, okay, I applaud the effort. I would recommend having a look at the polygon function at some point, but it's nice that you at least put in the effort to get to know the coordinate system. Okay, the next one I want to show is a nice slice. I named it myself because it's a nice 3D slice using only base functions. So yeah, I thought it kind of resembles a real cake, so it was great. It's quite simple, as you can see, only a couple lines of code, but it looks quite good. I will also go for some problematic examples. This one, yeah, I just wanted to show this for everyone. So in this one, there were some comments by the user saying they weren't quite sure how to make it work. Well, I had to review 151 submissions this morning, so I did not individually add comments to all of them, but I did review all of them. And some of them I gave some hints, you know, how you could do it the way that they wanted to. For example, if you want to add multiple arguments, you could do it like this. So I will upload the not anonymized version to Brightspace because you can all see each other's name anyway on Teams, etc. So you can look up your own file and or you can look at other people's solution if you like. Yeah? Okay, then we have a fire hazard. Which is another solution with rather large flames on the candles. And yeah, this user wasn't quite sure how to use RUniform. So the idea is that you directly feed RUniform into whatever function you're going to use to draw the sprinkling. But this user just thought, okay, I randomly generated numbers and then manually put them in here. Sorry, it's been a long morning. But yeah, of course it works, but it's not very efficient. So please have a look at one of the solutions that did use RUniform on how to use it. Okay, then this is a very sensitive balloon. This user has made a very nice looking balloon. But it is quite sensitive to changes in window size. Yeah, so the way it works is let's see, this one uses polygon a lot and then lines and then ends with yeah, just points and lines. So this is all base R, so yeah, very nice solution. Okay, then yeah, there are several in this list that I called dedication because there's some people who aren't really good at R yet, but they do write a lot of lines of code. So I thought this was over 200 lines of code. So yeah, I admire the dedication. I just wanted to clarify what set seed does because yeah, it doesn't really do anything this way. If you want to set a seed, you have to do it before you draw random samples. So caps lock is on. Set.seed. I'll make it slightly bigger because I don't know what window size people are watching. Yeah, and you can write a number like the time, for example, 1024. And then if I run this and I look at X points, yeah, it has randomly generated these numbers. And now if I run it again, starting with a seed again, I will get the same random numbers, which is really nice for reproducibility when you yeah, want to simulate data, or when you want your cake to look the same on my computer as yours. Okay, next one. Yeah, there are some errors that I solved. So I'm not gonna show those now, but if it says something like this, size is not a graphical parameter. Okay, let's go over one as an example. Let's see if anyone is able to solve the problem in this code. So can I make this bigger? Yeah. Okay, so this solution, it works. It yeah, gets us a very nice looking cake. But we do get a couple of warnings that size is not a graphical parameter. I will give you a small hint by showing where it's written. For example, here. So does anyone have an idea? I'm also watching the chat. Why this doesn't work, or what should have been done instead? It's not an error, so it still produces output, but yeah, size is just ignored. Anyone remember from yesterday? Yes, exactly. So point character works, and if you want to change the size of points, you should be using character expansion. So the way you can find it is with question mark bar. Yeah, so this would in fact produce bigger strawberries or cherries, I guess. Yeah? You don't have to know that by heart, it's just to show you. Okay, segment sprinkling. I forgot why I named this one this way. Let's run it. Okay, this one looks really nice as well with some patterns going on. Oh yeah, this user used the function segments to generate sprinkling. But if you want to draw segments, they have to have a certain length, right? If the length is 0, this goes from x to x, then yeah, the sprinklings have size 0 and they're a bit hard to see. Yeah, so what could we do? We could just add a small constant over here, like plus 0.01. Oh, that's a bit big. 0.01. And now all the sprinklings are of size 0.01, right? Because they travel from x to x plus 0.01. Now, if I do that, then we'll see that suddenly we have sprinkling over here. Yeah, and you can do that for all the layers. So it's fine to use segments, but they have to have a certain length. Okay, then we have polygon trouble. Another error, I guess, or oh yeah. Okay, thank you for uploading, because you know, it allows us to discuss how R works. But yeah, this is probably not what you intended to do. So let me show you why that happens, because I also had to search for a bit. So polygon works by drawing from x1 to x2 to x3 to x4 to x5, and simultaneously from y1 to y2 to y3, etc. But this user only specified x and set y to null, which is the default, which means nothing. Okay, so why does it happen? I went to the help page for polygons, so let's do that here, so I can show you. And then it says, okay, what does it do? Vectors containing coordinates. Okay, that's not really helping, so I went to details. The coordinates can be passed in a plotting structure, a 2-column matrix. See xy coordinates. Okay, so down the rabbit hole, I guess. And then in xy coordinates, it says, I don't know why this is the default, but if you only specify x, it will turn x into y, and it will turn x into 1 until the number of numbers. So what's going on here is that it's actually doing this. Its polygon x is this many numbers, and y is x. I absolutely have no idea why that's the default, but we can check that it's correct, because it is drawing from, okay, let's have a look at x. These are the numbers, 4, 4.4, 4.8, all the way up to 6. Is that correct? Okay, the y level is indeed increasing from 4 all the way to 6. And yeah, then it's just drawing from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. So that's why it went wrong. If you want to have an actual polygon, you have to specify both the x and the y coordinates of the location you want to travel to. And again, thank you for uploading, because it allows us to discuss some things. Okay, this is one of the clear winners, in my opinion, because this one looks really cool. This user, okay, I'm going to make it bigger. It doesn't look very cool like this. Okay, this user uses quite a complicated combination of sinusoidal functions to arrive at a really smooth whipped cream. So yeah, if you want to have a look, I also in the non-anonymized version, I called it whipped cream, so you can have a look how that works. It's just playing around with the sinus function, but yeah, the result is very nice. Okay, then the next one is a cupcake, or at least I'm led to believe it's a cupcake by the comments. Ah, okay, I see it now. Yeah, if I squeeze it a bit, it does look more like a, okay, maybe not. Anyway, a cake with the extra base to support it, and yeah, very patriotic. I admire it. Okay, he says the colors were inverted. Okay, then we have abstract cake, which well, the name already says a lot. So here we have a very interesting cake. This user uses polygon and then uses the density argument. So the density argument allows you to shade it in with lines rather than with a solid fill. And what that does, as you can see, is it creates this really trippy effect where we get an abstract looking cake. Yeah? Okay, then this person did not like sprinkles. So what they did instead, I'll go over the code first. Yeah, this is very nice, by the way. It shows in comments what every piece does, so it's very easy to see what this person's code is supposed to do. Then if you run this chunk, we'll see that this user didn't like sprinkles, but still wanted to use the uniform function to uniformly sample smoke over the candle. So nice job, I like it. Then we have a wobbly 3D. This person tried really hard to make 3D using only base R, which I admire, but had some trouble with direction, so it's a wobbly cake now. But it looks nice nonetheless. Then we have another interesting one. I called this one how to slice. I guess you could call it how to slice under coronavirus restrictions, because it allows you to have a safe distance from the cake. Nice submission, I like it. Okay, then we have the prettiest birthday cake. I'm not quite sure I agree, but it was nicely done. It's just my example. I mean, I did make a nice example. But okay, so that was the original. They also posted their own version, which, this is why I wanted to show this one. This is actually, we're just drawing a cake, we're just having fun. But if you are doing an analysis, this is the way to go. You write some code, you comment on it, and then you add something, and then you explain what you did, and then you add something, explain what you did. So that's what this user did really nicely. Every step is nicely explained. So if you want to see how to build the cake easily, this is also a nice example to have a look at. So let's look at their final version, which is this one. And then we have the prettiest birthday cake ever using the dashed option. So line type LTY is 3, or between quotation marks dashed will give you a dashed line, or maybe this is the dotted one, I don't know by heart. Anyway, that's how you can make the prettiest birthday cake ever. Okay, there's a couple more I want to show. This is the Michelin cake. I mean, if you don't know what that is, Google the Michelin Man. I'm getting warnings that it's using too much of the C programming language to still handle it. So maybe use less vertices next time. But we do have a very nice, very full. Okay, my laptop is struggling to load it. Yeah, and there we have the Michelin cake. Yeah, so the way it works is just by cheating and loading the Plotrix library and then drawing a whole bunch of ellipses. Then this submission, if you want to have a look yourself in Brightspace, I didn't even know this was an option in R, but this person, after drawing the Michelin cake, also wrote a script, or found a script online, either is okay, that plays a birthday song in R in MIDI. I'm not going to do it now because it's incredibly loud and I don't know what it sounds like in the streaming and the receiving rooms. But yeah, you can download this one. It's called the Michelin cake and it plays a birthday song. Okay. Everyone listening to the stream, cover your ears or lower the volume. And then let me test the volume over here for a moment. Of course, we're not hearing anything. Okay, I'll just do it from my laptop. That'll work. No, it won't. Okay, I'm sorry. You have to listen to it at home. Okay, then, yeah, another dedication, you can have a look at it. It's one with a lot of lines of code. Then we have another 3D slice using only base R, so I thought it was impressive. Here we have the default one with an extra layer. And then here we have a slice of cake. Yeah, it does have an error in the sprinkling. Did I fix this error? Oh yeah, I'll show that later. Yeah, so here we have a nice looking cake. But yeah, this user was only able to render one piece of sprinkling. Maybe the funding ran out. So yeah, the thing that goes wrong here, so this person is trying to save the polygon into an object and then print the object, but printing actually prints something to your console. And what you want to do is you want to add it to the plot. So the way you could do that is like this. So just directly call polygon in the, yeah, I just added a couple enters for, you know, so that it fits on the screen like this. But just directly call polygon in a loop and then, okay, it's all over the place, but we do have more sprinkling. Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna make this a bit shorter again, otherwise we'll get margin errors. Then the last few I want to show, here we have another nice cake completely drawn in base R. This one is, I thought, was really impressive because yeah, the user thought about what should be in front, what should be in the back. So this shows a lot about how R base plotting works. It plots argument by argument on top of what you already have. So if you want to have candles in the background, you have to draw those first. So yeah, this nicely illustrates how base plot works, I think. Okay, then some of the last one. This one really took me by surprise. I don't know if this person found an app or actually wrote it, but this person has over 1,000 lines of code and claims that yeah, they wrote an app to trace whatever their mouse is doing and convert it into R code. So yeah, my laptop is 4 years old, so it's training to do this. And now we have a 1,000 line code. Baratic, very nice submission, definite winner. So yeah, very impressive. This one's called App Winner, if you want to have a look on Brightspace. I'll upload it after this lecture. Yeah, then we have the Romanian cake. I'm going to assume this is a foreign student, so yeah, I applaud your R skills so far. If only the colors would render. Oh yeah, sorry, I have to run all the chunks for this one. And we have a 3D cake with the Romanian flag. Okay, the last couple I want to show. Oh yeah, do we have some more errors? So this one only works the second time. The first time you run it, oh yeah, I have to get rid of the plot. Okay. What happens if I run it a second time? Oh, okay. Why does it only work a second time? Let me restart R, then yeah, let's not save all of that. So yeah, because now I already loaded several things, so it might work the first time. But if you run this yeah, with a clean R session, then you get a bunch of errors and it doesn't work. And the second time it does work, which I thought was interesting because it shows the basics of R. If you want to use an object, you first have to create the object. So this one works the second time because now we have X and Y and M and L and H and K and M in the environment space over here. So now if I run it again, it will know, okay, plot X and Y. Oh yeah, that's those variables in the object space. Yeah, so this one only works second time. Reason is you should change the order of your code. Okay, then here we have another one, run twice. Same problem. The user at, yeah, nice looking, I have to, let's do this. Okay, run all. Yeah, then it looks a bit, okay, I am aware of what Pride Amsterdam is. I don't think it looks like this. But if we run it a second time, it looks different. And so what this user says, I have to run each chunk twice. I mean, I already had to do a lot of submissions, but okay, whatever. So we'll do all of them twice. And what is happening here? the color is being changed after the lines are being drawn. So when I redraw the line, we get a nice rainbow. Yeah, so, okay. So as I said, it was a long word. Okay, I'm not going to finish it, but that's why it doesn't work the first time. If you want it to fix it, just do something like this. Yeah? Okay, then we have labeled axes. It's always good to label your axes when you're making plots. So I admire the effort. I'm not sure it's realistic though. Oh, it doesn't complete. Let's see, run all. All right, that's better. Okay, it still has the color because the previous user changed the graphical parameters. Doesn't matter. It used to be black. Anyway, this cake is really large because it's about 20 meters wide and 20 meters high. But it is really good that you label your axes even with the unit in which it was measured. So if we're not drawing cake, that's actually something that's quite important. Okay, I'm going to refresh R because someone changed the graphical parameters. Then next submission, we have another person who tried to use Plottrix, but Plottrix is not a base R library, so I turned it off. And then their wedding cake turns into two little headless guys. I mean, you could do it with just point character at their heads, but I thought it was interesting. Okay, we're almost done. We have the welcoming cake. It's a very basic cake. It has copied the script from a blog I found using the Plottrix library again. But it's a nice idea to welcome all the foreign students to Holland with an orange-looking cake. Then, this one was really interesting. This is the sad cake. So this cake, it looks fine actually. It doesn't look sad to me at all. But it does say sad birthday with one candle. So what's going on here? Okay, so this person says, I made a sad birthday cake for a lonely COVID birthday. Its layers are boring brown and has sad colored sprinkles. It tastes like salted caramel, the salt coming from your tears. There's only one candle because you do not have the energy to blow. Okay, I hope you're okay. If it's any consolation, you want cake. Yeah, anyway, nice effort. Okay, then we have some of the winners. Here we have Auguri, which, if I remember correctly, is Italian. Yes, Italian for happy birthday. Oops, I have to select the script because it's an R script. And this cake, it looks nice too. So it looks quite basic if you don't know what you're looking at. But if you're more experienced in R, you'll know that this is insane. Using just base functions, it actually looks a bit like a flame. So I was like, oh, how did they do that? Well, just by entering a lot of numbers. So yeah, nice go at it. I like it, and yeah, happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. Okay, this person hates polygon. I can imagine if it's your first time using R that polygon is a very frustrating function. So this user instead just uses segments for everything. And then the cake looks very, where are we? Oh yeah, there we are. Okay, it depends on the window size what the cake looks like. So, oh yeah, I remember. This user has put it all in one chunk, but if I do it like this, we have a nice looking cake. Yeah, just by using segments of a certain width, they're gonna fill the space. Okay, then we have the big winner. I'll show it last, and we have someone who used something that confused me a bit. This user starts by creating a large matrix. So this is just a set of locations to use in the plot, and then uses a while loop to fill the matrix with different colors, and then shows the matrix. So that looks like this. It looks pretty decent. It has nice icing. I had no idea you could plot like this. So yeah, nice, good job. Okay, then finally we have the winner. This is this is by far the best looking cake, I think. Yeah, probably took a lot of effort. It has uniformly drawn things. It has nice icing. It says happy birthday, and it has somewhat realistic colors for a cake. So yeah, good job. Okay, after this, this was of course just for fun a bit and just to show a little bit what the functions do. I'm gonna upload all of them so you can look at other people's solution and you can try them out and see how it works. You can also use that for the graded assignment if you want to draw something and you're not quite sure how. Yeah, I want to thank everybody that respected my sleep by rewarding the first 100 submissions with a cake of your choosing. And then, yeah, let's have a small 10-minute break and then I'll explain the next assignment. If there's any questions, you can post them and we'll answer them in the next session. Okay, it's time, so we're gonna get started again. Oh, if there's any issue, just type something and I'll take a step back. Just want to address some questions. One person asked where you can find the link to the online version of the course. So this site, well, of course, it's just this link, ibl-inspire.github.io/advanced statistics. But you can also find it at several places on the Brightspace page. So if you click on the main folder of first week, it says online version of the course. And if you click that, it will lead you there. And I just try to write it everywhere. So it's also over here, online version and day 2, etc. Yeah, so wherever it says online version of the course with a link, that's this page. Also, for people who are lagging behind or who had trouble, of any sorts, after the lectures, I try to cut the live streams and upload them to this website, so you can easily find back what you missed. So yeah, keep an eye out. It takes me some time, so it's not immediately after the lecture, but I will keep updating this. Okay, then, so today we had the evaluation of the cakes, which is working in base R. And for base R, you don't need any installation. So anyone who is able to install R in RStudio is able to do the assignment. But today we're going to work with some packages to show the actual power of R, because the power of R, I like base, but it's a lot more writing. So if you download some packages, you can very quickly get some really interesting plots or analyses. And that's, of course, the real power of R. So today we're going to make a map of coronavirus cases by country on a particular day. What you have to do for this, I would say the only thing you have to do, but this is actually the tricky part, is install these packages. For most people it'll work instantly, and then you can run this. But there's always combinations of operating system and versions of R where it doesn't work immediately. That's what the assistants are for. That's what Harold and I are for. So we're going to walk around to help you with the installation. There is no submission link for this assignment because we know some people are going to get stuck just on the installation for a long time. That is unfortunately always a possibility. So there's no submission link, but there are some exercises for you to learn how to do this. So you have to interpret some things, you have to change some things in the script, and then there's the data cleaning assignment, because you can see a lot of countries are gray even though we have data on them. That's because I'm using 2 data sets. I'm using a data set on the Earth world population, and I'm using a location also, and I'm using a data set from the COVID package to download the number of COVID cases on a given day. So you have to somehow match those, and most of them are matched correctly, but some countries go under a different name in one data set than in the other. So that's also what this piece of code here does, but you'll see it when you get there. You can have a look at it and you can see if there's any other countries that we're missing that you can now match correctly. Okay, when you're done with all of that, there is a challenging assignment. Okay, first there's this one. The medium one is a little bit more data cleaning. The challenging assignment is to make a map not of the number of coronavirus on a given day, but on the number of coronavirus cases adjusted for population size per country, which is of course a lot more interesting to look at. So your assignment is to make that, the hard assignment, I don't expect many people to be able to do it, is to do that and then zoom the plot in on the continent of Asia from within the code. So it's explained how you can zoom in. You have to somehow look up from where to where is Asia and then zoom the plot in on that. The first person who manages to do that and sends it to me in Microsoft Teams. Please don't send me 100 emails. If you don't have access to the Brightspace page yet, you won't have access to Teams. Then you can send me an email, but I don't expect those people, because they're in basic statistics, to solve this the earliest. Anyway, the first person sent it to me in Teams. I'll look at the link. Gets Corona. No, of course, we can't do that. Unless, of course, we can. Because there's this beer brand called Corona. So the first person solved the challenging exercise gets a 6-pack of Corona. Okay, so before we get started, if you're in the Van Steenis building, please ask Harold where you can sit. Yeah, because the assistants have to walk around. We have to know where you are. If you're in the Sylvius building, so in here, but also the room next to me. You can sit anywhere in the Sylvius building as long as I or the assistant is aware of it. We are two, so we have to distribute our time, but we'll try to help you with any installation issues. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'm gonna look at the chat if Harold has anything to say, and otherwise, I wish you good luck in the practical. Okay, all is fine. Apparently, no more questions, so I'll shut down the stream.